Hello everyone, this is Anna from Studio 300 and I'm joining you as part of our Teen Crafternoon series, and today we are making a heart friendship bracelet. Supplies you will need for this project are embroidery floss in 2 different colors, a roll of tape so you can tape it to the table, a pair of scissors so you can cut the string, and a ruler to measure out how much string you're going to be using. So first thing you're going to do is measure out your string. So you need 4 6-foot pieces. So I'm going to start by measuring out the first one, and then I can use that to size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and cut it. So when you actually need, so basically what you need is 8 strands. So we're going to do this twice, so 2 pieces of the green. And once you cut it, figure out the size the first time, you only need to use the measuring tape once, and then I just measure using the piece of string again. Cut. Then we'll go ahead and do the blue. Measure again. Do it one more time. Alright, so now I have all of the thread that I need. And to get started, the first thing you're going to do is put it in half. So match the ends to each other. So it's folded in half, and you basically have 8 pieces of string here. So you can see that I have 4 of each color. And then at the very top where the loop is, I'm going to make a knot. So just a regular overhand knot, and that is our loop. So this is how we'll actually use it as a closure. So you can see, just a regular knot. Alright, so now we are ready to, we're almost ready to start. So one thing is you need this to stay stable when you're braiding. So to do that, I just take a piece of, I'm using green tape, so you can use any type of tape, and I'm going to tape it to the table. You can also use a safety pin and pin it to your jeans. That's the old school way of making friendship bracelets, but make sure you're not putting holes in anything special. First thing you're going to do is split the strings, so you should have 2 blue and 2 green on each side. We're going to start with the left hand, so we want to make sure it's every other color. So we're going to do green, blue, green, blue. And I'm going to go ahead and do the first chevron. So the stitch is you make a 4, and since we're going to be working on the left hand side, we're going to have the 4 pointing to the left. So see how it's a square there, and then I just pull it under, just like that, and I pull it up. And I bring it all the way up, and then I'm going to do it one more time on that one string. Then I'm going to go to the next string. So do the same thing across all 3 of those side strings. And this is the first part of a chevron. Alright, so now I have my almost have my left hand chevron done. And that's the left side. So now we're going to go ahead and do the right side. So we push those 4, the left hand side over, out of the way. We're going to go ahead and get these organized. So it is green, blue, green, blue. If they don't lay perfect, it doesn't really matter at this stage, because when we start braiding, it'll fix itself. So we're going to start, and this time we're going to do the knot the opposite direction. So the 4 is going to be pointing to the right. So the triangle, see how I have it like that, and then I pull under. And I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. Pull up and knot. I'm going to go through one whole section, and then I'll do a closer up so you can see how the knots look. Undo that. So I'll have one row, this is my first row, and it is green. And then when I finish these three, it's done. Alright, so then I'm going to take the two threads that I brought over that I did the knots on, and I'm going to tie them together in just a simple single knot. Just like that. And I'm going to tie it. And I pull it tight, and then I lay everything back out. So now I'm going to do my second row, which will be blue, and the strings should already be laid out. So it's a little hard the first time you go through. It gets easier as the farther down you go. So make sure everything's in the right order, and then we'll do the blue row. And we just keep going. So I did make a small mistake at this early point. It probably doesn't matter much, so remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to be happy with it. Alright, so that is the first blue row done. Same thing with the square knots. Then we're going to move over to the left. We're doing it in the opposite direction. Make sure you pay attention to the order. So blue first. So this is really easy to do, it just takes time, but it can be very relaxing. I like to watch TV or listen to music when I'm doing mine. So you can use any colors you like. They just, for this particular one, you just need to make sure that they're the same. They're just two colors. Then we tie our knot again. So we finish both rows. Alright, and this is where we're going to start our first heart, the very top of our heart. So this is weird. So, to do the first heart part, we're going to start with the left-hand side, lay all the strings out in the right order, and we are going to take the blue string that's on the inside, so the second string, and we are going to do the knot like if we were on the right-hand side. So we're going to do the 4 on this side and pull it up twice. So once, twice, and then we toss it to the side and ignore it. And then we're just going to do a chevron with the next two strings. So using that inside, the second string that became the second string, we're going to go ahead and do a chevron. We're just going to go across in our row, go over. And over again. Okay, so now we're going to move to our right hand side. So make sure our strings are in order. So it should be green, blue, green, blue. We're going to take that blue and we're going to do our knot on this as if we were on the left hand side. So we're going to have it pointing into the center. And we're going to do our little 4. So once, twice, put the blue to the side, and now we're going to do the rest of the chevron, just like before. We're going to do 1, 2, 1, 2. Go ahead and tie the two green ones together. That's row 2. Row 3. And row 3. Alright, so that is the top part of the heart. So now we're going to do our fourth row, which is another of the special rows. So we're going to take that second string and do the same thing we did on the last one. And we're going to point the 4 onto the inside of the chevron, do it twice, and move it out of the way, and do the chevron as normal. One, 2, 1, 2. Way. Now we're going to move on to the right side. So same thing. Take that green one, point the 4 onto the inside of the chevron, and do it twice. Just like that. Move the green out of the way, and then do a chevron as normal. So that is the very top part of the heart. We're going to tie that in a knot. Then we're going to do 2 regular chevron stitches, or 2 regular chevron rows. So, and that's the entire pattern. So it's 2 regular chevron rows and then 2 special rows. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Cross. And you at this point should start seeing the bottom of the heart appearing on that very first heart. Backwards on the right side. Tie it, and you should be able to see the very first heart. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see the stitch closer. Tie that. Alright, so you can see the stitches closer now. So I'm going to go ahead and do a row so you can see it closer up. So it is, we're still on a regular chevron row, so this is the second one. So it is our 6th row. And 1, 2, 'See it closer? So this is the right hand backwards row. Then we tie the middle strings together. And then now we're going to start our first special row. But you can see the heart, which is green. Let's go ahead and start our first special row so you can see a close-up how that's done. So I'm going to take that blue thread right here, and I'm going to point the it into the center and pull it up. So see how it is basically just a backwards knot on there. Then I'm going to move it out of the way and do a regular row. This part is the very top of the heart. So you see the little green. So opposite side, so the right side, second string over the green. 2, then we pick up that green we knotted on top of, and do the regular chevron. And then we tie the middles together. So you just keep repeating that pattern. So 2 regular chevron rows, then 2 special chevron rows. And then you just keep doing it till the end. And I will show you next how to finish it. So to finish your bracelet, it's really easy. There's 2 ways to do it. I have a loop, or I also have long strings. So what I'm going to do is create a knot at the bottom. So sometimes I like to put a pony bead on the end to put that through the loop, or you can just leave the strings long to tie together. So I'm just going to make a knot. I'm just going to use a nice big knot to finish it off. And then I'm just double knotting it, making sure it's nice and big, which I missed. And there we go. Now I have a nice big knot. Trim off the excess thread. I can use the rest of the string for another project, and then I just put it through my hole and it should catch, and I have a finished bracelet. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you decide to make this at home, share it with us at fountaindale.org/crafternoons or on social media using #FountaindaleLive. For more programs like this, visit fountaindale.org/events, and everyone have a great afternoon.